Okay. This is going to be a super, or no. Oh my gosh. I'm doing this with no script, so this it's gonna be a Mario Bros. Classic for the Game Boy Advance, speedrun tutorial type thing. I'm mainly just gonna be talking about phases 9 9 phases and 23 phases, because those are ones that I know pretty good. 100,000 points is extremely, it's very optimized for my liking, so I'm not really going to get into that. And with 99 phases, the patterns repeat after a while, so you'll probably understand it from there. First off, we can talk about the versions of this game. It was released on every single Super Mario Advance cart and Super Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. So if you have one of those carts for Game Boy Advance, you can play it. And then the type of platform that you can play it on is Wii U Virtual Console, original Game Boy Advance, DS through what's it called? Just you could play it on your DS. Like original DS, original DS, and DS Lite. It's on 3DS Virtual Console technically. Like, you can, if you had a 3DS before it got a price cut, it could get Game Boy Advance games for free, because that's what Nintendo was like. Here you go. And then there's emulator. Emulator is a different subcategory for this game because the loading times in emulator are much faster than original console. And from what I've tested, DS, Game Boy, the Game Boy player, I forgot to mention that one, and 3DS, or let me start over. Game Boy Advance, DS, Wii U Virtual Console, and the Game Boy player all have the same loading times. The 3DS, I don't have one that was made before the price cut, so I'll have to get someone else to test that. Yeah, so emulators are different subcategories, and most of the world records there are just terrible. Like the one that I have for 1,000 or 100,000 points and 29 phases for emulator, those can easily be beaten. So yeah, I'm gonna show this off on Wii Virtual Console. So let's go. I like to use the Advance 4 cart. The controller that I use for Wii U Virtual Console is, you can't even see it. It's the SNES Classic. I'll turn that up a little bit. So timing for this game, it starts for when you press A or start or whatever button you're pressing to begin, and it ends when you hit the last coin of the last phase. So I'm just going to be going through and talking about how you can like get world record or a PB pretty easily. So this one, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just hit him when they get out, like that. One thing with the last one, you have to make sure that you hit it extremely, like, as fast as you can, so that the phase ends faster. What I like to do is I like to, that was bad, but what I like to do is I like to hit it, like, as it's about to get to the ground, and then move really fast after that. You know, let me make a slow point. So, like that. That's probably your best bet at doing it. With phase 2, it's pretty much the same thing, but there's an extra enemy. Just hit them like that. Make sure that your timing is good, because if you don't hit them fast enough, the other the other enemies will spawn later, which you'll see in Phase 3. Now this is where the hard stuff comes in, if you're going for a tied world record in 9 phases. Because 9 phases is very optimized, and I don't believe that anybody can even, like, beat it. I think, yeah, you can easily tie it, but you just can't beat it. So you gotta make sure that you hit them like that. Now there are 2 strats for this level. First one is to hit that one, hit him, and then just move along. One thing I forgot to mention is make sure that the enemy is, that you're pushing it forward by going to the end, so then it doesn't stay in one place or go backwards, which you'll lose maybe a second. I accidentally created a restore point. I'll just talk about this. With this, the world record strat is to go like this. You could either fall on the coin or grab it like I did there. I messed up the timing for it, because there's precise timing that you have to do to be able to fall on the coin, which I will show. See if you, well, in order to fall on it, you gotta make sure that your timing is good at this coin. So you gotta hit it like that, and then you have to hold the jump button to make sure that your jump goes down slower. There's 2 methods for this. The easiest one is to just go like that, and to go around there, like this. Well, I messed that up, but you like go around there like that. And the world record method is to make sure that you hit jump very fast, and that you go around like this and collect all the coins like this. Well, if you miss one, then tough luck, and you can just jump up like that. In order to get through this, you have to click A and B like this in order to skip through that. Now, Phase 5 is where stuff starts to get a little tricky. You have to hit them both like this, and then hit them in quick succession. My gosh, I can't speak. But you have to hit them quickly, like that. I got lucky that I didn't mess up. If you mess it up, it's not that big of a time loss, but if you're going for world record, you're gonna have to go like this. And same goes with this. If you accidentally mess it up like that, it's not that big of a deal. If you mess it up like that, then that's a pretty big deal, but it's not the worst thing in the world. With Phase 6, it's kind of the same deal, but you don't have to worry about the enemies coming out at certain times. Because if you mess up on Phase 5 with the first batch of crabs, it'll make the ladder of them, like, it'll make them come out later. So that'll lose maybe about a second or 2. But with this, just do the same thing. But you're going to want to not do that. That will actually slow you down from what I've tested. What you're going to want to do is... as you can see, this is a very poorly structured... Oh my gosh. Very poorly structured... I can't speak. This video is very poorly structured. Whatever, I can't talk, but the best way to do this is to hit it like, oh my gosh, stop doing that. But you're gonna want to hit it from under, and you don't want it to go forward. Like, you don't want to make it go like that, because that'll make you lose time from what I've tested. Maybe it'll save time, I don't really know, but from what I saw, it'll waste time. Let me just make a restore point here in case I mess it up again. This, you're gonna want to hit him, Don't do that. That'll lose you time. Oops. Oh my gosh. Why can't I do this? Like that. And then, whatever. Just push it forward. Phase 7. This is where you really need to be quick. If you're going for tied world record in 9 phases. In order to do this correctly, you have to make sure that you hit the Buzzy Beetles in very quick succession. And you want to go down here, get the POW block. I messed that up, but you're going to want to hit the Buzzy Beetle at the end. And if you're wondering why I'm going to the end and not just going forward at it and then just turning around, it's because that'll probably make you lose time from the turnaround. Like that. And then you can hit him faster. Phase 8, it's pretty easy if you know what you're doing. Just do the same thing that you've been doing. But go up here to make sure that the fireball goes up there with you. And then go back down here so then you don't have to worry about it. And then you want to get this, go over here, like that. And then with phase 9, it's basically the same thing as phase 4, so I'm not going to get into it that much, but just do the same thing. If you're wondering what the world records are, for 9 phases, oh my gosh, talk. For 9 phases, it's 3 minute 31 second by me, and for 23 phases, it's 10 minutes 20 seconds also by me. With phase 10, just hit those two, kind of like in the first phase. But now you got a Buzzy Beetle, or not a Buzzy Beetle, oh my not a Buzzy Beetle. If I've been saying Buzzy Beetle, then I'm sorry. But the little fly dude, the bug. But you're going to want to hit those two spinies. And then hit him. Not like that. That's just stupid. But my visual cue is about here. Like that. After this, all the phases pretty much loop. Like, see, we got this one, which you just kill. And then go back up there to make the fire go up there. And you got a Buzzy Beetle. Not a Buzzy Beetle. Oh my gosh. Hit those two. Don't kill that, because it'll come back and it'll probably mess you up towards the end. I messed that up. With that, you just want to hit him and make him stay in one spot until you fling him forward. But I like to just make him stay in one spot for convenience. With this, hit him, then go like that. I like to be on this side. I probably did not want to kill him. I messed that up, but it should not be a big problem. This Buzzy Beetle on this side, and then there will be a crab on this side. Don't hit them slow like I just did. Hit the Buzzy Beetle, and then line up with the crab when he spawns down, because he'll be the blue crab. And then this is where the tricky stuff comes in, because now, see, the fire got there faster. You're going to want to make sure that you do that correctly. With the last Buzzy Beetle, the last Spiny, it doesn't really matter too much because it'll be on the other side, so you don't have to worry about it. But with some of the enemies, you might have to worry about it. With these crabs, there's no way to avoid that spawning other than messing up. So I just go down there and then go back up. And then there'll be a crab, and I like to line up about here to get the crab. Okay, maybe not there. But you get the gist of it. I think the next phase is a coin. With this type, just go up here and it'll spawn there pretty quickly so you can get that. That was probably your best bet. And you go over there, hit him, go like that, and hit them both. That was really slow. I got pretty unlucky there. This is a coin, and as you saw from the blinking, they're gonna be invisible, so you just kind of have to guess and check, unless you've learned it at this point. Okay, like that. And then the phases repeat up until phase 18, where there's one new one, and then after that they just repeat over and over and over. And starting at this phase, there's icicles, so watch out for them. I messed up on that, so just go down here. See, there's a lot of backup strats that you can do. Wait, no, it's 17 that's different. See, it's different from any of the other ones. I really have no strat for that, and I just kind of wing it and hope that I do good. But after that, the phases repeat, like this one. Really, my best advice is to just watch the record video and learn from that. It's probably the best way that you could do it, and it's the most simplest. But in case you wanted a little bit more knowledge, then here you go. Oh my gosh. Don't do what I just did. Also, don't do that either. Oh, and POW blocks come back every coin phase, if you didn't already know that. Dang it. I'm doing terrible. If I actually forgot to tell about this with the icicles, you can get rid of them, like right before they come down. You can just jump onto them. I'll do an example. When one comes down. I couldn't really show that. Oh gosh. When one comes down here, see, got rid of it. Got rid of it. Really, it's just, this game isn't very RNG based, it's kind of just skill. I forgot to stay up there. You could also go down there to put the fire. That was very slow. After, I think, phase 23, the characters wake up faster. For if you're gonna go for 99 phases, that's just something that you should consider. But yeah, that's just my really, really terrible tutorial on how to speedrun this game. In case you ever wanted to. So yeah. Thanks for watching and happy running.